One of the biggest culture shock things when I came to Japan, or I guess it's not really a culture shock thing, it's the fact that sun sets really early. Currently it's like 1 p.m. Fine, it's actually like 6 p.m. But the sun setting early means that a new season has started. A spooky season. Of autumn. Which also in turn means that new seasonal products are up. And we do have a wide variety of new and interesting stuff. And I do mean interesting. Because some of the stuff here is not the stuff that I would really want to put in my body. Like, this is pink bread. I don't really trust this. Sure, if I was like 10 years old, I would have put this in me before I even left the store. And not because I'm a kleptomaniac. But, you know, sure, it can appeal to kids. But as an adult, stuff that looks unnaturally colored is not something you really want. It's like the natural selection has kicked in. You want to avoid bright and dangerous colors. But I'm gonna make everything pretty easy. Here goes the stuff that I don't want to ever eat again. In the middle, stuff that is okay, but I'm probably not gonna eat again. And stuff that I really like. So let's start off with the savory stuff, because this time around we actually do have, at least I think it's savory. This is the fried batter and sweet potato onigiri. I don't think it counts as onigiri. I'm not sure how you call these like hockey pucks of rice, because they're in the same place as onigiri, but does the seaweed make onigiri, or is this a different version of onigiri, or is this just rice puck? Also, welcome to early onset male pattern baldness camera. It's really hard to say how this is special, because this is essentially this is just a rice ball that is covered with soy sauce. It is slightly sweeter than soy sauce rice ball, but there's nothing that special here. Like, I can see the sweet potato bits, but other than that, again, it's just slightly different than the regular. But it goes in the middle because it wasn't bad. My favorite, tuna mayo onigiri, so I'm gonna stick with that. Next up, fried sweet potato, which they do keep in the cold, which means they can't be the freshest, or maybe there's a strategy in keeping it in the cold. Feels very strong. These are a bit too hard for my liking, but taste pretty good. So again, in the middle. But these are Babysitter's favorites, so into her hand they go. And the last of the savory is lotus fruit and sea lettuce. Looks pretty good. It's still kind of crunchy, but it's softer. It is chewier. And it tastes a bit more like the sea. This goes into the good pile. But to keep my taste buds fresh, we have to keep hydrated with the most autumn drink any white girl can think of, which is the pumpkin spice latte. I know Starbucks spends a ton of time, money, research into developing the most a literal flavor for autumn, but I don't get it. I've had the normal latte, you know, from the Starbucks itself. I got this. And I'm not gonna say it tastes like ass, because it doesn't. It just doesn't taste that good. It's just a bit sweeter and has a side taste, which I can't really put my finger on it. I think by law they're legally required to put in actual pumpkin puree now. I don't know how much there is, but yeah, this I'd say this goes in the neutral pile. I don't really care that much for it. How about we take something a bit more pumpkin instead, which is the pumpkin pudding. It has a very cute little whipped cream dot in the middle. I don't think I've really ever had an actual pumpkin pie or something. Interesting. Oh my god. It's not as sweet as I expected it to be. It's hard to say if I fuck with it or if it goes in the middle. This feels like one of those desserts or foods that you start off with and you really like it, but by the time you finish it, you're kind of left hating it because it's like a bit too much. There's also some sauce at the bottom, so let's try that. You know what? Goes in the good pile. It's pretty mellow in taste. It's not like pudding. It's a bit heavier. More pumpkin-y. I don't mind it, I like it. I really don't like this though. Pancakes with sweet potato paste and buttercream. Not because of what's inside, because I don't care about sweet potato paste and buttercream. It's more like the bread in Japan has really gotten to... I stopped liking bread like 3 months ago. And this looks exactly the type of bread that I don't... It all tastes the same. I understand why Garnt said all bread tastes the same, because in Japan it kind of does. Unless you go to an actual bakery and you get specific different types of breads. Maybe it's good though, maybe it's good. Right, you know, actually, the filling is quite great. I really like the taste. The pancake itself also works in this situation, but I feel like one is enough for me. It's good, but I don't want any more because I feel like next ones are gonna take down the rating for me. So this goes in the middle. This far is pretty good, like nothing's been bad. So let's see what this tastes like. There's a couple key staples to the autumn flavors, which is chestnuts, pumpkin. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, sweet potato. And this is chestnut bread. I don't know. This is so much lighter than I expected. Like, I bit into it and it was like biting air. It's kind of like chiffon cake, where it's just very airy, very light. And the chestnut cream in the middle, or peanut cream, whatever, is actually pretty good. But I wouldn't really go out of my way to buy it again, so into the middle it goes. Okay, let's get it out of the way. Let's get the sweet potato and whipped cream bun. There's some other stuff at 7-Eleven as well that I don't want to eat because it doesn't look natural. And by that I mean there's like spaghetti meat bun, like room temperature spaghetti inside of a bun like this. Doesn't look. There's also hot dog, which again, how is a cooked hot dog shelf stable? Here you go, in all its okay. It does look like the bun itself isn't actually pink, but it's covered in something pink. Oh, the bread is pink as well. Honestly, not as bad as I expected. I was just repulsed by the pink bread. Taste-wise, it is decent, but I'm gonna put it into the bad pile because it contains two things that I don't really like. I don't like the bread anymore. It has the very standard bread and the whipped cream. Again, I really liked both of these things when I came to Japan, but since I've eaten so much of it, at this point, it's kind of throwing me off. And again, the shelf-stable whipped cream and the bread, I really don't like. The sweet potato helps it out a bit because it's unique enough, but not a fan. I don't want any more. Cream puff with chestnut cream. Cream puffs, same thing. Used to like them. The bread, it's just chewy. The bread is chewy. It tastes like I'm eating melted chocolate ice cream inside of a bun. I actually do like this. I'm gonna put it in the good pile. I didn't mind that at all. Let's get the Mont Blanc out of the way. 0.46% of something. Never heard of a Mont Blanc before coming to Japan, but it is one of those desserts that looks like the spaghetti on your dessert. But in actuality, this is chestnut strings or strands. Not the biggest fan of chestnut paste, or just nut paste. Nuts in my mouth, you know? So this is a chestnut at the top, whipped cream in the middle, and cake at the bottom. I do like this. I'm not sure if it's the sweetness overdose that I'm getting by eating all of these things, but I'm really in between putting this in the middle and on the good side. Because technically, I'm not gonna buy this again. This is so much calories. This is a bit too sweet for my liking even. But it's not bad. It's pretty good. So I'd say high, mid-tier. I'm left with two things that I don't want to eat that much. First, rice cake with chestnut paste. Used to like rice cakes until I ate a lot of the melon one. But now I just find them really annoying because the rice flour on top gets everywhere. And the texture has started to put me off as well. I guess this is why you eat everything in moderation so you don't get sick of it. So this isn't bad, but I'm still gonna put it into the bad pile because I don't want to eat more of this. I like the melon taste much more. So this was just weird texture and okay taste, and I'd rather not deal with that. Okay, next, one of the sketchiest things. Sweet potato filling and whipped cream. Looks like a Danish potentially, but I kind of doubt that it is. This actually might be the nastiest thing here. Like the pink bun with the whipped cream looked fine, but there's something off about this. Yeah, it's not even the cream that's the issue, it's just the fact that the bread itself. It's very dry. That's about it. I just don't like the bread here. And the look of it. And the concept behind it. Maybe if I was hungry, I'd still starve myself. Because, you know, it's not worth it sometimes. But that's all for autumn foods. I guess next up we have winter foods that's coming soon. Let me know which was your favorite autumn food that you watched me eat and have no idea of yourself how it tastes like, because you just saw me eating it and describing it. That's all in the information you have. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.